So with this one, what I'm going to do is do a very brief video. I'm going to cover a few things actually on different ones, sort of shorter subjects, so we need to do updates. Then there'll be a couple of really long ones. So the first one we're going to do is look at kind of the very high level stuff that we could set up in here. And the things that we really want to look at really come under a couple of things, I suppose. One is around the kind of things like health and stuff, which I'm going to leave alone as it is, but if you wanted to change the health of the vehicle, so if you're making something like maybe an A10 or something like that kind of structure where you want something bigger than the standard starting health, you can fix it in here. The simple drag in here, you can utilize that later when we're looking at the how we keep the speed down of an aircraft actually, and it helps if you up that, it effectively obviously increases the drag and that decreases the top speed that something can fly at. The first one we're going to look at, I suppose, really is in the fuel tank here. As it happens, I know that the fuel tank is 2761 by standard for the F-117, so we'll change that to there. And the mass update of it, this is in kilos, so they're both actually in kilos as it goes. The fuel is in kilos and mass is in kilos. That's quite common in this game. So it's 13.36 kilos. Okay. We can just remove that. We don't need that. Engines, that's fine. We haven't fixed the engines yet. We have to do it later. Fuel tank's fine. That'll come later. In terms of on here, I'm not going to worry about any of this stuff because weapon managers will fix up later. Aero controller, I'm not going to worry about. One thing we could do is we could change this to be about 6.5 Gs. That's kind of standard for the F-117. It's quite a low tourney type aircraft. It might be designated an F, but it's obviously not. It's more of an attack aircraft. And there's nothing else really on these to worry about. I don't think there's a great else deal on here. Vision radius, you can make an argument that the vision radius, you could bring this down, I suppose, if you've got aircraft, especially like the F-117, where you're probably not going to have a very good range of radius. You can also say, I don't want to be able to see some of these things, but we'll leave them as they are. I don't think it's worth worrying about too much. Wheels, controllers, etc. I'm not going to touch right now because those are a bigger thing altogether. Flight warning systems, don't need to worry about that. We could bring the fuel, bingo fuel level down maybe to 500 with it being so small. And everything else on here, you got something like max banks and all that stuff. I'm not going to worry about any of that because it's only for the autopilot anyway. And I think that pretty much covers most stuff. We could make an argument for a slightly improved missile detection range or slightly decreased missile detection range. I'm going to leave it as it is. I don't think it's worth worrying about too much on that one. And then nothing else stands out as probably being very worried about. We could actually have a go at this, which is, so if we go into here and click a generate RCS, it will actually base it upon what your mesh is. We could try it. I'm not sure what it'll say. It's quite big, and then what we can do is say, okay, well, we know it's got reflective surfaces on it, so therefore it's going to have a 0.1 multiplier for that, making it much smaller. Okay, don't worry about the vehicle control manifest stuff. I'm not going to worry about any of the things like radars and stuff right now. I'm not going to worry about anything in here like the equipment prefabs. What we could maybe do as like one other little thing is we could create our picture for the aircraft. Its standard is 512 by 512. So we could go out and get ourselves a Nighthawk picture to put in. Nighthawk picture. Let's have a look. That's a nice one. Yeah, oh, there we go. That might not be too bad. If I do a capture of it, and then copy that, put it into GIMP, edit, paste as a new image. Okay, let's have a look at the canvas size. Take that to 825 by 825. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Eight to 25. Well, leave it like that, maybe. Resize. And do file, export as, let's say put it into D drive, VTOL VR mods, tutorials, call it F117, do an export of that. Delete the stop in there, do an export, now come back to Unity, do an asset, import new asset, and I'm guessing it's in here somewhere, F117. Okay, go back to this level, into here at the very bottom, and drag that across, and we now have the F117 picture in there. So we're on the loadout screens, it works right. So that's an easy one, quite simple to pick up. We fixed the weight and the mass, I suppose, and a few other bits and pieces in there. Some really simple ones to just tidy up quickly.